Hey there, fun foodsters! Welcome to my mukbang. Today I have a whole bunch of stuff here. Big old bowl of candy. This is all three of the children's baskets combined into one so they don't fight over things. And this is a pretty cool thing that I'm going to show you in a bit. That was from one of the houses. It's a nice plate of cookies that my neighbor gave to us. And this is my chicken salad sandwich from leftover chicken breast meat from the whole chicken that I roasted last night. Actually, last afternoon I roasted it so we could have make it to the event that we went to last night in time. I have a bunch of condiments here. I have some pickles, some jalapeno peppers, and some green olives. I get this nice sized jar of olives from my local Spanish market for $1. I'm pretty sure all these were $1. This big thing I got from the Dollar Tree, 16 ounces, jalapeno peppers and the pickles also. So let's take a bite, and I want to get into how our Halloween was. Okay, so this is just chicken breast meat with some mayo, salt, and pepper. And I have some lettuce on the side here if I want to have some, and then I'm going to add the condiments as need be. And I have some extra mayo in here. Right now I have some great value mayo in here, which is pretty good. But I got some packets of real mayonnaise. It says on the, what is it, Heinz. So let's take a bite. And some rye bread. Just simple ingredients, you know. Yeah, then I'm gonna put some lettuce on the sandwich. I'm talking pretty low right now because I'm obviously outside. It's a gorgeous day out today. You guys, so I was telling you guys yesterday that I'm really excited about this event that we were going to, and I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. It should have been funner than it was, but I don't know. It wasn't as great. Let me just put it this way. This year's Halloween was probably the worst Halloween that we've ever had in our whole entire lives. That's messed up, isn't it? I'm all telling you guys, yeah, we're gonna have fun and blah, 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 blah. And okay, so what made it messed up was it first started off where we were running late to the event because it's only for 3 hours from 5 to 8. So if we wanted to have any fun, we needed to do all the things within those 3 hours. And that's if you make it on time. And we got there at like 20 after 5, which isn't too bad. Considering I made a whole roast chicken and everything, we had to clean it all up after that. And so it first started out with that we were running late, right? And then halfway there, we're like, I mean, it's only a 20-minute ride with the heavy traffic. It should normally be 15-minute ride with normal traffic. But we didn't want to turn around. We forgot the stroller, a double stroller that we bring with us, that we carry all of their sippy cups with us, extra water, anything that they might need. We pretty much just basically we left with the basics that they needed, like their water, their sippy cups, and we packed a little cooler of water. But we forgot to get the item that carries everything for us. And when the kids get tired, they could sit inside there, because I have a 4- and 7-year-old. The sit and stand is really nice, where the 7-year-old could just sit in the back, and he's relatively small for his age. I mean, he's pretty tall, but he's like thin. But even so, like, I think up to like, I don't know. I like to keep him in there for safety, especially if we're going to a place that's really crowded. And he can't really keep up with us when we're trying to get through, pile through people. So I have him sit inside there, and then my 4-year-old sits in the front. So, and they have these big, mind you, that they were Minecraft characters with these big square heads that they always wanted to take off. And so we were carrying around their big old block heads while they're trying to go on the bounces. We're trying to do our things, when meanwhile we usually store them inside the stroller. So now I have a bit of jalapeno on there with some lettuce. Jalapeno is a bit too much. Takes away from the flavor of the delicious chicken salad. Yeah, it's pretty good on rye. I like it plain. And then munch on these condiments separately. So we were unprepared, late. Oh man. Okay, so that happened. Then, because we forgot the strollers, we were sitting, after we parked, we got parking, we got great parking for the event. We were contemplating as to whether or not the kids should put their costumes on, because the baby, his costume was kind of bulky and thick and hot, and it was hot out, and they all had block heads pretty much. So they picked the worst costumes basically that probably you could ever pick. So we're contemplating whether or not we should have them wear them, because we knew that we're going to wind up carrying them around with us without the stroller. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just go check it out, leave their costumes in the car, and then immediately after we get to the front gate, which was a little ways from the car, the parking that we got though was right at a different gate where you could go in and out of the festival after you get your wristband though. So you got to go all the way around, give them your ticket and stuff like that. And as I'm, going to the front gate, I see all these kids with their costumes, and I'm like, oh man, they're probably gonna think we're bad parents because we don't have the kids' costumes on. So I'm like, immediately, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so confused because they have blockheads. It's like nobody's gonna understand why the kids aren't dressed up. Ugh. I'm like, guys, next year you really have to rethink your costume. And in fact, we're gonna most likely do a family one next year. I don't know why we never think of that. I mean, besides the fact that we would have to buy 5 freaking costumes, and costumes aren't cheap. I could sit here and lie to you guys and be like, oh yeah, we had the best time ever, and brag and say all kinds of stupid shit, but no, I'm gonna keep it real and be like, with kids, it could either be a good time or a terrible time. And it all depends on how you accommodate the kids, how you react during certain situations. Like, because kids are going to act up all the time. I mean, it's up to us as parents to have patience with them, because obviously they feel a certain way, and us as parents don't understand because we're just trying to have fun and, do the festivities, and things happen. Kids are thinking things that we have no clue what the heck they're thinking about. Specifically, during the event, okay, so we went to the front thing. I'm like, no, right, let's get inside, get our wristbands on, and go to the car, because the car was closer to inside the event. Well, I'm like, let's go back to the car, get your blockheads. So people, you know, could see your guys' costumes, because they were cool costumes. And as soon as they put them on, everybody's like, oh, Steve, Creeper. They knew exactly what they were. You know? Because, like, almost like all kids play Minecraft. Everybody, you know, the majority of people know what it is, you know? So finally we were having fun. I just had them put their heads on for, there was some trick-or-treating within the event also. I don't know, they wanted to go on bounce houses. So we just left their heads on the floor. My husband went to go get a beer sample. And then we took turns doing that and getting food samples and stuff like that. So that was fun. Then, I don't know, I think it first started where my husband, he didn't agree with the fact that he didn't want to sit there and like just stare at the kids on the bounce houses. He wanted to walk around the event, which I totally understand that. But the kids, they didn't want to do that. You know, Halloween's for them, and it's a little bit for us too. So, I didn't mind standing there as they're going in the bounce houses and have fun. As long as I had a little beer, you know, it's not needed. I guess I put enough. Nice and moist. Oh, forget about it. I cooked the chicken perfectly. I think it was 5-pound chicken. I cooked it for 2.5 hours. And it was so juicy. The most juiciest, perfectly cooked chicken I've ever cooked. The chicken breast is not dry at all. It was so moist. If I could get that time down, right, so I could put a recipe out. But I was in a rush yesterday. I know it was around 5 pounds and around 2.5 hours. But in order to get perfect chicken, perfectly cooked chicken, you should know almost close to exact timing and poundage of, you know, to get a recipe. A recipe that's definitely going to work. So anyways, the whole thing my husband was really upset about was the fact that, you know, we paid a good amount of money for our portion of the tickets. The kids' tickets were cheap. What are you going to do, you know? You got to accommodate accordingly, especially when you have children. So we were both frustrated, and then I couldn't find a bathroom anywhere. My middle child, he, like, out of nowhere, he was like upset about something. Something must have happened in the bounce house. One of the bounce houses were kind of violent, where they had like these stand-up punching bag thingamajigs, and then I guess like somebody might have karate chopped him or like kicked him, something like that, because I seen how all the kids are being violent inside there. But I couldn't pay too much attention because I had 3 kids that I had to keep an eye on. You know, if kids are, because there was the corn maze, which was a bounce house dressed up as a corn maze. So one kid in there, another kid, there's 3 bounce houses. Well, 2 bounce houses and then 1 corn maze. So if I got 3 kids going on there, my husband will watch for the one, and I'll keep a lookout for the other one, and then we got to keep on looking all around us and make sure that all the kids are safe, and they always have to know where we are. You know, something must have happened in that bounce house. He got all pissed off, so he was just sitting down on the ground in front of us. I'm like, dude, go back in the bounce house or something. Do something fun where there's arts and crafts, stuff like that you can do too. He just wasn't having it. He's the type of kid who's like stubborn, and like when something goes wrong, it's like pretty much the end of the world, and it's like, oh my god, is this happening? And what's messed up is that he's the type of kid that could be like the best kid in the world, so where it's like almost scary. Always doing the right thing, manners, you know, helping up by putting his plate in the sink after he's done eating, telling me if others are doing wrong that they're not supposed to be doing, which is kind of tattletelling, but I like it because, you know, moms need eyes and ears everywhere. He gets straight A's. He could be so loving and so damn wonderful. But then there's the other side of him where it's just like monstrous, disturbing in a way. I just hope that he's going to have a good day today. Oh, speaking of which, I got to get going. Almost forgot about the kids' fun run. They have that. I can't believe it. On the day after Halloween, they're going to have the kids running around today. They just run and run and run for like a half an hour. Last year, my kids like fainted during the event. So, what it comes down to, next year, we learned the hard way because we went to a festival the year prior to last year, and that was kind of lame too. So we're just gonna have to keep the traditional way, because going places with kids it's tough. You know, it depends on their attitudes and if they slept enough last night, the night before, and it's tough. But we always do it. We always go at them almost like every single weekend and go places with them, and we don't really appreciate it. Oh well. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but what are you gonna do, you know? We did go to a lot of Halloween events though this year, so trunk or treating and stuff like that, like a week ago. Last night, oh, so after the event, we decided to come back to our neighborhood and do a little trick or treating. And the same son that got, you know, didn't want to have fun at the festival, he didn't want to go trick or treating either. He just was like, I'm tired, and he didn't want I don't know. He just, when he gets mad about something, he just stays mad. And it's really hard to click him out of that. And we were running out of time. So usually I could talk him into things. I usually calm him down, give him a little hug. But in this instance, you know, we were running out of time for trick-or-treating. We got home like relatively later than I wanted to. And, you know, it's a Tuesday. Halloween is obviously, you know, was yesterday on a Tuesday. You know, there's only going to be so many houses that are open after like 8 o'clock or even 9. Because we were out trick-or-treating till like 10. So this is one of the places around the block from us. These people, they really outdo themselves. They do like a whole cemetery, and all their windows are all decked out with all kinds of posters and stuff like that. And their whole driveway and garage was all decked out. And they have stuff like this. Phony bologna liver. Because obviously it's phony. It's a cookie. But it says all kinds of crazy things on there. See that? So I thought that was cute. That's that. I did want to have a piece of candy, but later. Just wanted to show you guys how we made out, which usually we get like probably twice this amount, but you know what, I'm happy with this because too much candy in the house is not good, especially, you know, when I want some and there's too much, and it's not a good mix. Got this bowl from the Dollar Tree. So that's that. I hope you guys had a happy Halloween. Ours wasn't so happy. It was, could have been better, but you know, what are you gonna do? Next year, we're obviously gonna have to just do the traditional way, and hopefully we'll have a happy Halloween next year. It's always next year, right? So, you guys know what to do. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Comment down below, like this video, and I will see you in my next mukbang. Check you later, guys. Oh, and happy November.